What's up, you bastards? Welcome back to It's Stuff, the magnum.traub podcast. Or is it? Today, we have a bit of a mix-up. We're going to interview Magnum. See, you guys may be wondering, why is Magnum dressed up in these decent-looking clothes, and he actually looks presentable for once, and it looks like he's trying to take care of himself? Well, that's because I'm not Magnum. My name is Gerald. Okay, today we will be interviewing Magnum. Gerald is an alter ego created by Magnum. Well, we'll figure that out in the podcast and why that happened. And this is the only way we truthfully can interview Magnum by, well, in a sense, him interviewing himself. So, you fucking bastards listening, I just want to tell you that I'm not fucking insane. None of this fucking shit's... Maybe I am fucking insane. Who knows? But I think this is a good way to actually delve into what I think and my ideas. See my perspectives on shit, you know? Because who knows you better than, well, your alter ego. So, let's get into the questioning for Magnum. Where did we meet? Well, we met in the Bahamas in, what year was it? 2017, I believe? 2017, 2018, something like that. And, well, basically, me and Nicola, he was on the podcast recently. You guys know, go check it out if you haven't already. Him and me, we kind of created alter egos for ourselves because at some points, like, we didn't really feel like we were ourselves, you know? You're doing shit, you're whatever, you're playing the game, you're gonna feel a little out of it. And at points, I'm like, I'm not fucking Magnum, I'm fucking Gerald. And then he was, Harold, so we were a dynamic duo. And, Magnum and Nige have been a pretty good duo for the past few years. We do most of our shit together. And then Harold and Gerald, the same thing. Just, Magnum and Nige is for the public, and Harold and Gerald is for whatever, what you do, like, in the other times of the day. When you're more just fucking living it up and enjoying your day. If you can understand what I'm saying. That's funny. So why was I created? I created Gerald because I felt like... Honestly, I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. I thought it was kind of cool. But at some point, I actually could tell. Like, because when you're in those states of whatever, being deluded or whatever the fuck it is, you're constant... You don't feel the same. Like, there's no way you can say, oh, fuck. There's no way you can say I feel the same now as I do in one of those states. You just can't. But one of those states, typically you feel the same no matter where you are. I have this, for me at least, you get this kind of primal fucking pissed off. You feel different. You feel fucking weird. And you feel like you're gonna, I don't know what you're gonna do, but you definitely aren't. I'm not as calm, collected, polite of an individual, I'm a fucking jackass when I'm with Gerald. Gerald, to me, is the fucking enemy sometimes. So, he was created, so I probably, now that I look back on it, he was created so that I could have somebody else to blame for my issues. And I have. I mean, I've honestly said, like, bro, that wasn't me, that was fucking Gerald. Like, Gerald's the problem. Gerald is somebody who I don't really like. And, that's what happened. Understandable. What was the feeling you got when we were both together? I mean, what I got with Gerald, he gave me a feeling, I felt so weird. Like I said before, I felt off, I felt different, I felt more in with society, because typically Magnum talking in third person, look at me, what a jackass. Typically I would, like, me, I'm sort of counter society, counter all these things, and I don't really fuck with, just living for the moment, all that fucking bullshit, okay? But what happened is, when Gerald came into the picture, he was kind of my way to do that. And I feel like I was Gerald, like, senior year. Like, there was a point in my life, well, we'll get into that later with the questioning, right? Yeah, okay. So, I had that weird feeling, and that's kind of where I created Gerald. Oh, I felt the same way. So why do you love Gerald? If you love him. Do I love Gerald? Shit. Gerald and me have a love-hate relationship. I mean, Gerald's always kind of been there for me, but shit that Gerald's done, I've woken up and been like, fucking A, I hate Gerald. And even there are times when I hated myself because, well, I felt like Gerald, kind of. Was there a time when you were lost between Gerald and Magnum? I was lost between the two. See, that's a good question. That's a fucking good question. Gerald finally grew some fucking brain cells because he wouldn't used to ask those good-ass questions. And can we just point out how nicely dressed Gerald is? Fucking pussy. Look at him. His black shirt. Thinks he's cool with that fucking arms ripping through the fucking bullet. Shit, that shit's just medium, you fucking pussy ass. Nice shoes. Where'd you get them? How much they fucking cost you? Yeah. You fucking loser. You can't even talk. You know, it's funny though. I'll tell you guys something quick about Gerald before I get into this. Gerald would typically have hair. That's the one place where I can force Gerald to come out. If I'm bald, it's a lot tougher for Gerald to come out than if I have hair. So if I have hair, I'm kind of maneuverable, you know. I can kind of be Gerald, but be Magnum, but, you know, all liquid. If I'm a bald motherfucker, there's no nice guy, there's no sweet, you know, Gerald, who's a, you know, friendly party animal, whatever. Party animal, not a party animal. That's the wrong terminology. Sociable person. I guess that's what you could call Gerald. Anywho, when he doesn't have hair, it's very difficult for that to happen. So going bald was also a way to mitigate Gerald's power over me. And yeah, there was a point where I felt really lost. I mean, I would say senior year of high school, I was entirely Gerald, basically. I mean, I felt like Gerald all the time. I felt overcame by him. I felt that I was doing shit that he would want to do. Magnum wouldn't have acted the way he did. And, you know, it was probably the best for my social standing and all that shit, having Gerald lead the way and Gerald be in charge of everything. But when it comes down to it, I kind of regretted it. But I think I needed to be exposed to that so that I didn't have like this regret of not being Gerald, you know, not giving into those certain things which would make you kind of temporarily happy. But there was definitely a time where I was lost and I had to kind of totally separate myself because I knew what Gerald wanted. Okay, I knew what Gerald wanted now. I knew what he wanted at the beginning. But I also knew what I wanted, what Magnum's always wanted. You know, Gerald wanted to go to school. Gerald wanted to live it up at FSU, you know, party it up and have just a good old grand time. But Magnum was like, you fucking retard. You don't want to do that shit. You never wanted to do that shit. You just want to fucking grind and do your own shit and live your own life, you know? You just want to be fucking happy doing what you want to do, not what other people, because I really, like, I know what the fucking party entails. You do this, it's the same shit every fucking time. Done it a million times. Like, the 1,000,000th time ain't gonna be different from the fucking 100th time. I hate to break it to you, Gerald, and that's why I fucking knew. But I'm going back and forth because I knew it was fun. I knew Gerald liked that. I knew that's what Gerald valued, but I didn't fucking value that shit. I didn't find that shit. It wasn't going to help me in the long run. You know, I had to kind of decide, alright, so what direction are you going to go down? Are you going to go down college dropout, be a podcaster, and see where the fuck that takes you? Or go to school, you know, be a bit of a party boy, whatever, probably end up joining a frat, all that shit, and see where that takes you. And I decided, I'm like, you know what, I want to stay fucking liquid. So I basically, through doing a few different exercises with my mind, basically, I fucking dissolved Gerald. I've been reading a little bit. Gerald's an idea of my ego, you know. He was one of my egos, you could say. And I kind of divided my whole ego into, well, two halves of an ego, you know. Like, I had you, Gerald, on one side, and I had Magnum on the other side. And together they should create, you know, the holistic Magnum. But the Gerald side of my ego did not help the Magnum side of my ego. So I had to in college, in high school is fine. You know, you can flip flop around and be this guy and be that guy. Nothing's really concrete. But when it came time to go to college, I had to make a decision because fuck, I mean, Gerald's college path and Magnum's college path are going to be different, and whichever one you pick is going to lead you down that different path. And I had to divorce myself from Gerald entirely. So why did you create this podcast? Do you think that was good for you? Why do this podcast? Well, shit. I mean, I've already explained it to you guys in the explanation podcast and shit like that, but truthfully what happened is I really hated school. You know, I really hated it. I was doing fine, actually. I just didn't want to become part of the system. The system just disgusts me so much, and hey, if you're going to join the system, go right ahead, right? But it wasn't for me. I knew that Magnum did not fucking want that at all. So what I do, I basically said, I don't want this anymore, and I have to do something. I can't just, what am I going to do? Drop out and be a fucking loser? Drop out and just get a job? Like, fuck that. You're never going to progress there. So I figured, fuck it, why not start a podcast? I like talking. The other thing, too, was, you know, Gerald's not much of a talker, but like a deep talker. I like talking deep. I like having conversations with my friends that go off into parallels and, you know, some weird-ass ideas, but they're interesting. You know, you kind of expand your mind and expand your horizons doing that. So that's mainly what I was interested in. And at FSU, I mean, I didn't really get out that much. I'm not going to lie. I kind of secluded myself on purpose. But even so, even when I was in class, even with all these people, I wasn't really getting the conversations I needed. I'm like, well, this is going to sound fucked up. I'm like, well, shit. Maybe you should start talking to yourself. And I'm like, well, at least if I record it, I'm not a complete psycho. You know, at least if I record it and I put it out there, I'm not a fucking maniac who's just sitting in his fucking room. So, Magnum, how was your day? Oh, then talking about that. No, that's stupid. I actually had to work through my ideas because, I mean, dropping out of college isn't something I just took lightly. It's not something I just did for the fuck of it because I didn't want to go to school. No, I thought about it day in and day out for 6 months. And talking about it kind of helped me. It helped me push me down the track. And I've never been happier now. I mean, I'm way happier. Then again, there are definitely depressing times and times that I'm sad and it sucks, you know, being alive. But at the same time, it's kind of beneficial for me because at least I made a choice. You know, at least I did something. Because if I sat there in that limbo of being in school and not knowing if I'm Gerald or Magnum, oh my god, I'd be fucked. You know, and another thing with why I chose Magnum over Gerald is I felt like I had more potential than him. You know, Gerald was gonna limit me because Gerald was just tempered. Gerald was just wants to give into the now, enjoy it right now. I'm not like that. I'm playing the long game, bro. Like, but then again, my long game isn't really that planned out. So, what the fuck am I to say anything? Why I hated school so much? Well, it's pretty simple to me. School is an institution. Everything's an institution. I've been in an institution since 7th grade when I joined St. Stephen's, you know? And I didn't like fucking St. Stephen's. It's just, everything's restrictive. They're trying to control your thoughts and your mind, and I don't fucking like that. You know, it's my mind. I should be able to do with it what the fuck I want, you know? It's like if you're a fucking tranny, okay? If you're a tranny, you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want. If you want to be a tranny, be a fucking tranny. If I want to fucking think freely, let me think freely. Don't try to impose, you know? I mean, they're giving all these all these people rights, and I'm all for it. I think everyone should have equal rights. I think everyone should be able to do what they want. You know, if you want to go by your name as Zulu, the fucking kingdom, you're the king of whatever, go for it. I don't give a shit. But on the other hand, you can't force me to say that shit. You can't force me to believe any of the shit you're telling me. So don't fucking make me subscribe to whatever, you know, the school wants me to do or the school wants me to believe. I'm not going to be part of your fucking society. I'm not going to be part of the FSU culture. Fuck you, okay? That's not for me. St. Stephen's, you think I want to be part of that culture? No. Okay, it's nothing I got against them. It's just fundamentally, they're flawed to me. Fundamentally, No free thought is going to come out of any of those places. No free thought, nothing revolutionary, nothing that'll even like fulfill yourself. Because if you're fulfilling what other people want for you or what other people want for their own needs or their own aims, then how the fuck are you going to get fulfilled? So that fucking pissed me off. I'm just like, I can't deal with the school system. I can't deal with institutions like that. It's the same with getting a fucking job. Like, so what? If I'm going to be homeless, I'd rather be homeless than be a fucking, worker bee. That just sounds miserable. It sounds miserable to, it's like fucking, it's anti-American almost, America is built on ideas of liberty and freedom and happiness, right? Okay, so then why is it just prescribed that we shouldn't do that? We should just give in, we should just buy now, give in to our temporary desires, and we'll never be free. We lock ourselves in. We lock ourselves into a car payment, into a house payment, if that, into fucking private rent, because everyone's a dumbass. We lock ourselves in. I mean, now you can fucking have a payment on anything. You get a pair of shoes, you can put a payment plan on it. Like, what the fuck? Like, is that something I want to be a part of? School, I want to even be... I wasn't going to have any student debt, because I had bright futures, yada yada, like, it's okay, like, I wasn't really going to have, or if I was, it wasn't going to be that much. But at the same time, do I want to even contribute to that system? Do I want to even have a fucking... Do I even want to be involved in that? Do I want people to think, like, oh, you paid off free and clear? No. Fuck you! Like, FSU doesn't deserve a fucking nickel of my money. I mean, they're hindering me. I'm gonna pay you to hinder me? Fuck you. Like, that's just not happening. There's no way in hell that I was gonna let FSU take over my life and take over all that shit. Not gonna work. So I just said, fuck it. So I said, fuck it. I'm out. And that's gonna be that. And there's nothing you fuckers can do about it, basically. And that's it. And I'm happy for it. I'm happy as shit. Because at the end of the day, it kind of worked out for me, I think. Or it's working, let me put it this way, it hasn't worked out shit, honestly. It's fucking, but it's working out more than school was. School was a fucking disaster. School, I really hated my life. So, if you're fucking depressed and you don't like your life, just fucking change it. So that's what I did. I had means to change it, so I fucking changed it. So, did you party? Well, I mean... I'll have fun every now and then with a few friends, but I wouldn't say I really go out and party like I used to when Gerald was around. That's just not, I realized something. I realized that when I was with Gerald, it's the same shit every fucking time. And let me put it this way. I was never the most fun, the most exciting, yada yada, and that shit wasn't going to change. Every time you go out, you're like, alright, tonight's going to be better, tonight's going to be lit, That's what I would think, at least. But then I'm like, you stupid fuck. You've went out 300, or however many hundreds of times. You went out for a while, dude. And it's been the same since the first fucking time. There's been those few nights that you're just like, fuck, that was amazing. Like, I really had a great night. But then it's like, what the fuck's the point? Like, how much money, how much time, how much everything did you waste? If you would just focused on that and just actually went for it, you probably could have achieved that way sooner. So why the fuck would I party now? I don't really have any reason to. There's nothing to celebrate. Like, what am I celebrating? My life? Fuck that. My life's a fucking mess. I need to focus. That was my thing when I was at school. I was like, listen, you can't go out. You can't party if your life's such a wreck and you're so fucking depressed. Because if you're partying and you're fucking around and then you drop out of school, well, what the fuck's wrong with you? You're actually a mess. I'm like, if I do this on fully a clear head and I understand what I'm doing and I've thought it out, then what the fuck? Then there's no one can say, oh, you partied and you dropped out. Your parents can't say, oh, you're a fucking, yeah. No, I made the decision. I was conscious about it, okay? And I didn't get involved in school, and that's what happened. I just decided that dropping out is the best thing to do, but I had to do it with a clear head. Because if I was foggy, if any of that, then I'd have to question if it was real or fake, or why I was actually doing it, or if I ended up not wanting to do it, was it only because I was enjoying my time, just living it up at FSU, No, I didn't want that to be the reason I stayed. I wanted it to be a future reason, not that temporary satisfaction reason. Was there materialism in Gerald? Is that who he was? Gerald's definitely the materialist. You know, and I was not materialistic per se. I always had a hues of not being materialistic. But materialism's in everyone's life, you know? And I think that was something that I was able to divorce. Like, when I got rid of Gerald, with him went my ideas of materialism and my values of material things. Because I was like, fuck it. Like, what the fuck do I need it? Like, Gerald liked that shit. Like, that's what I used to be into, what I thought was cool and all this shit. But I'm like, now, like, what you got? Like, yeah, I got my chain. That's the only fucking thing. But this is different. That's not even material. It's just mine. You know, it's like a symbol. It's got more meaning than just the material of it, you know? Like, Gucci shit, all that fucking shit. Like, what the fuck does that matter to me? Does anyone give a fuck? No. Okay, sure, I look probably better there in the, you know, nice clothes, but what's it matter? Like, who the fuck am I gonna impress? Who the fuck do I care to impress? I don't. I just want to be me. I want to wear my fucking gray swim trunks and my fucking tank tops and just fucking chill, you know? I want to say my shit, and that's something, you know, if you give in to what everyone else, like, the materialism's nice, and it's valuable in some aspects, but really it isn't. It doesn't give you anything truthfully. Like, most people, to me, it's like school. It's like the institution. I don't like the institution of materialism, so I gotta do away with it. I can't support it. You know, even if no one can lie and say they don't like a Lambo, right? Like, a fucking Lambo's fast, it's cool, it's all this shit. But at the same time, you're like, I don't like the institution of what goes behind, why you're getting the Lambo, you know? I don't like the fact that it's just because of the name. I don't like the fact that, you know, it gives people unrealistic expectations. All this shit, I don't like it, so I can't contribute. I can't buy it. You know, sure, a Lambo's nicer than a Corvette, but to me, a Corvette's got something like, you know, you're a fucking grinder, you got that. You know, that's a fucking American man or woman, whatever the fuck's car, that is truthfully, like, cool, and you didn't spend too much money, you didn't break yourself doing it, you just said, I want a fast fucking car, and you got it. You know, but you did it economically, you did it within reason, you didn't go out and buy a $300,000, $500,000 fucking Lambo. So that's the way I look at it. So with this all materialism shit, like, sure, it's nice, but how's that shirt any different from this shirt? You know, it still covers my nipples. Like, it still gets the job done. I like this better. I feel more comfortable in it. I feel like it's more me, you know? When I'm dressed up, it's like I'm putting on a show. Like, I'm a fucking actor. I don't want to be an actor. I want to be a real fucking thing. And that's what's important to me. Do people need to find what makes them happy? I think that people really need to find what makes them happy. Because the problem is no one knows what makes them happy, you know? No one really understands, like, oh, this is what'll make me happy. And because it's easy, I thought about it. It's easier for people to just get told what'll make them happy. And people aren't willing to actually, like, dive into, like, what they really want to make them happy. But that's a major fucking problem. You know why? Because you'll never be truthfully fulfilled. No matter how much people tell you what you want, it'll never be exactly what you want. But you may be able to convince, like, the front of your head, like the front of your psyche, or whatever the fuck it is, this is what I want. I want that Gucci shoes. But in the back of your head, maybe you just want to fucking, you know, I don't know what the fuck you want. But maybe you just want to read a book. Honestly, like, maybe that's what you want. Maybe you just want to buy a good book and read it. But everyone tells you want Gucci shoes. So you convince yourself you want those Gucci shoes. You spend the money on the Gucci shoes, and then what? You aren't going to read the book. You don't think about any of this shit. And you'll never be happy. And you'll never be able to find what truly makes you happy. What that book is, yada, yada, yada. You know, you'll never be able to have that search for the knowledge that you want. And find that knowledge that you want. The reason you'll never be able to do it is because you'll have nowhere to start. You'll be lost. You'll be totally confused. That's my opinion, at least. And I had, to me, in my mind, I had to think, okay, what do I really want? Well, I know what I really didn't want. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to deal with any of that bullshit. I'm not a big people person, but I love talking to people. I love hearing ideas. I love fucking conversating. I figured out, like when I did this podcast, I figured out, holy fuck, I Magnum, bro. All you fucking want to do is just fucking not fight with people, but like have arguments and see like whose ideas went out and just understand like their perspective and think about it. Because sometimes like none of my ideas are concrete. You know, I've had people give me thoughts and I'm just like, oh shit, that's a pretty fucking good idea. You know, yada 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 yada. So I'm like, that's what I really fucking want. That's why I'm like, I want people to come in for interviews. I want, like, because I think that shit's interesting. I think that's actually, like, meaningful. So, you know, that's important. That's something I want to talk about. I don't want to just fucking Gucci shoes, this and the other. Like, that shit doesn't mean anything to me, honestly. And it doesn't bring me satisfaction when I get it. You know, that's the problem. Everyone talks about, oh, you know, everything now is returned, or the satisfaction of shopping is so quick. No shit, because it's not fulfilling it. Nothing easy is going to be fulfilling. You think this podcasting shit's fucking easy? No, I'm sitting in here talking to my fucking self. That's not fucking easy. That's fucking hard. Very fucking hard. But I'm doing it. I'm doing it to try to fulfill myself. I hope one day, excuse me, I create a fucking podcast that actually moves me. It's like, holy shit, Magnum. That was fucking, like, good. Like, I'm proud of you. Like, you actually made it somewhere. You made an impact on, maybe not your life, maybe my life. Who the fuck knows? But at least you did something. You didn't just sit there and fucking, like, screw off. You know, at least you didn't just, oh, that's easy, I'll do that, or I'll do this. No, you pushed yourself. You challenged yourself and you succeeded. And even if I don't succeed, at least challenging myself is better than just not. And just, like, being a fucking bitch. What was your purpose in life? Shit. I don't know. Well, to do the best for myself. You know, if I have a family, that's probably my primary obligation, but I don't. The best thing right now is just to set myself in a place where I can be free and truthfully do what I want within reason. You know, I'm not going out and doing fucking coke every night and like that's not, sure, that may be what some people want, but like, is that what I want to satisfy me? No, like, that wouldn't fulfill me. If I were to go do fucking drugs and all this shit every fucking night and be, you know, feeling good like fucking Juice WRLD, I'd end up dead. I'd never be fulfilled. Like, these fuckers are on drugs. You see how sad they are. Listen to their music. I'm so sad. Like, fucking all that shit. Like, that's not what you want. That's not what's going to make your life better. So you need to try to avoid that, like, at all costs. That's what I think. I think that you need to truthfully find something that'll fulfill you, and that's my purpose. My purpose is trying to make the best fucking podcast I can. And I feel like if I make the best podcast I can, and I know it, people fucking watch it, they listen to it, and they learn something from it, then I'll be fulfilled. How couldn't I be fulfilled? You know? That's all I can do. Thoughts of the future? Any future goals you got, or you just trying to play it by ear? Like I said, my main thoughts are try to make the best podcast I can. That's really it. You know, if I can make a good ass podcast and people actually listen, then I'll be fucking happy. Like, that's my main goal right now. I don't give a shit about anything else. Like, I'm just trying to do a good podcast. That's it. I want to interview cool people, and that's truthfully all that is meaningful to me right now. What created Gerald? Well, I already told you what created him. The Bahamas, needing to divide my ego. I think it's more interesting to talk about what killed him. I mean, what killed him was I did a few things, and I already mentioned it, but, you know, you do some things that mess with your ego or whatever. You think, because what happens is sometimes you are able to leave your body. Just listen. Don't fucking chipper up. You leave your body and you can look at yourself from like a third person perspective. Kind of like when you're dreaming, you know? You just look out and you're like, you know, you kind of see more of yourself. And I did that once. And I'm like, what I really want isn't whatever he wanted, you know? And I'd always been lost and kind of confused, but I was like, no, like, that is you. Like, this is truthfully you. You are this being. I am Magnum, you know? Gerald needs to be done away with, and everything that Gerald believes in needs to be done away with. And so I feel like I killed him. Now, he comes out every now and again, and it's kind of depressing, But it happens, you know? And there's nothing I really can do about it. Is Gerald gone forever? Single tear. No, I'm not confident that he's gone forever. He may come back, he may fucking take me over again, who knows? All I can hope is he doesn't fucking kill me next time, you know? He tried. He tried to just fucking do away with Magnum and maybe kill himself in the process, but he didn't, and I need to understand that. And I feel like now I've done the base work. I've done where, okay, I know who Gerald is, I know what he does, I know this kind of MO. So now I can just fucking push him away, you know, keep him at bay. And if he comes in, and if he takes me over, I just have to think objectively, okay, this is him, this isn't you. Get away from that, move on to the next step. Interesting. Well, thanks for interviewing me, Gerald. It's been a pleasure. Okay, you bastards. So this is basically the end of my interview with Gerald. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Or not. Maybe you guys just cringed the entire time. I honestly don't give a fuck. Shout out to all the people who've been commenting. I really appreciate it. Shane, Caroline, Calvin, if I'm forgetting. Sammy, fucking Sammy, thanks for the comment. You guys watched all the way through. That's pretty good. I'm happy with it. Hit that fucking sub button. I really want to get these subs up. We can fucking do it, you know? Let's get to 100. We can do 100. I can feel a fucking 100 right in my right in our grasp, okay? And I feel like the more subscribers we got, the more people that listen, the better this fucking is. The more spanning it is. We actually have some influence, you know? Because the other thing, too, I really hope you fuckers listen to the end, you know? But the other thing, too, is the more subs that we get, or I get, the more subs you guys get. Because where do I get all my ideas from? It's not, they come from my head, but you guys are the stimulus. You guys are what says, okay, think like this, think like that. Why is this? That's the truth. So the more, like, we're all in this, I see it. I mean, this sounds corny. This sounds fucking corny as shit. Okay? But, like, it's all kind of an idea together. Like, I have, you know, Nige came in the other day, and you know, I feel like he felt better after getting interviewed. You know, our minds, you work in a different way when you think, you know, deeply. Like Joe Rogan, like, he helps everyone. He helps the people that listen. So let's fucking get these subs up. I think we can do it. And that's about it. I hope you fucking bastards have an amazing fucking day. I hope this doesn't kill you guys. And, salud.